Ah, come on!
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded! There was no murderer! No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right, I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick.
Huh.
I just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
Gregory Edgeworth, the Delta blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow!
It must have been quite a shock for Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see.
Established a motive. Established a
Yes,
motive.
an
And a large
unusual
period of
event for
time.
the
And a
man.
large period for surgery, which is why he had to take it with him.
That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
Yep.
I think we've got our motive.
We found...
What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock?
But took it because he was injured.
Which would mean
It could only mean one thing.
he was the murderer in the DL6 incident.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
Oh, man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed.
And confused.
No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh, should I come out and say it now?
Save it for a better time.
Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking.
Oh, I'm sweaty.
What?
Stain on my suit.
Von Karma.
Von Karma? What a shit-eating grin he just had.
You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor? The one standing right over there? Bah! You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating! Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Testify.
Nick, let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma. Perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Do I still have a metal detector?
Check your court record.
Oh!
There was a reason!
Hold out your shoulder!
Sticking up his butt.
Yep, that too.
All the way up to the shoulder.
Yeah. Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane.
No, he couldn't have. You could just pull bullets out of yourself.
Tell that to action movie heroes.
Well, that's bullshit and not real.
Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Alright, Von Karma. I'll prove it. I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is...
The overhead map of Gourd Lake!
Do I actually have evidence?
Well, wouldn't the metal detector be the proof?
That says it's still there, so it's a ballistic mark, right? I don't know if that...
That doesn't have anything to do with right
No.
this second.
I mean,
I can't think of anything but the metal detector that would be relevant.
I mean, I can try the metal detector, but that's... Okay. Well, we're going for it. I mean, it just doesn't seem like...
Yes, it doesn't seem like evidence. It seems like, hey look, Gumshoe gave me this. I want to use it on you.
Right, so... Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery, leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector!
Let's go!
Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we... I'm gonna run my car over you and see what we find! I mean metal detector.
And then put it in reverse and do it again!
I refuse!
It's too sensual!
You refuse? But refusing this means... you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order! 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 Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
To beat Von Karma.
Judge! I call for a suspension of this trial! This is an invasion of privacy!
Oh my goodness!
The statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector.
Yeah!
Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Give it a shot, a graph.
Aha!
It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet.
Death gun's actually a bullet.
Mr. Von Karma?
You. It was you.
I was afraid this would happen. And so, I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder.
Yeah, he's gonna try to weasel.
However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
I knew it.
What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident.
Come on.
Back when they used muskets!
I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is Mr. Wright who must prove something here. Not I. Mr. Wright, Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't! You don't have any of the DL6 evidence!
How would you know?
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No. I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. But you see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would dig your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof.
Right? The parrot!
Remember DL6, right?
The metal detector again!
It's gotta be...
Yeah, I mean...
We need to go see Gumshoe. We need to borrow missile.
A bullet?
Aha!
Where did you get that?
Got him!
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings?
You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. So we just need to cut Von Karma open. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma?
That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know.
Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier!
Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you!
We don't need to read this again.
Stop breathing my air!
Get away!
Get away from my father!
Bang!
Best scream ever.
Well, probably what got me was the.
It's that scream. I
I
heard
would
it in
have
the
died if you
elevator.
would have had frickin' Arnold playing.
15 years ago. Von Karma, it was you who screamed.
Rabble. Mr. Von Karma? What? How? When? Where? I am so confused. Who am I? Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me!
So it was you.
You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record! And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade! I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death!
Oh my god!
15 years earlier. No, he's got to be younger and softer, because this is 15 years ago.
I'm sorry.
On Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you.
Or sensual.
I was careless.
I'm sorry, but you will have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time.
Edgeworth!
And it was that moment that he got the growly voice.
I can still.
It was a shock. Oh, no, yeah, it's still you, I think.
It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized! It took hours for me to regain my composure.
Years.
It is not that serious.
Suddenly, I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out into the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Then
I had to take the stairs, and I
there was
fell.
a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. Mang.
Merry Christmas.
In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge! What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now! End it! Very well. It appears that we have come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later, Mr. Miles Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
you were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare.
Yes, Your Honor.
This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Yay!
Wow!
That is all. This court is adjourned. That's all. We're not finding who is guilty.
No, it's
Well, he'll have to trial for his own.
his arrest.